The galaxy had watched Earth for a long time. It was a small blue planet, quiet compared to the great empires spread across the stars. Humans had trade ships, research stations, and a few defense fleets, but nothing that looked dangerous. To the Galactic Council, Earth was insignificant. A world that survived because no one cared enough to attack it. Until one day, everything changed. Without warning, massive alien warships appeared at the edge of Earth's system. They were not explorers. They were not diplomats. Their weapons were already powered, their fleets moving with perfect order. The attack had been planned for years. No message was sent to Earth. No demands were made. The first shots came without mercy. Bright flashes lit up space as outer defense satellites were destroyed. Human colonies on nearby moons lost contact in seconds. From the council chamber, thousands of light-years away, the leaders of the galaxy watched through live feeds. Most of them felt nothing but boredom. Earth would fall quickly. Everyone knew that. But then something strange happened. Earth did not respond. There were no panic signals, no desperate calls for help. No fleets rushed forward in chaos. The planet went silent. Too silent. Even the constant noise of human space traffic vanished. The alien commanders smiled. Silence meant fear. On Earth, however, the silence was not fear. Deep beneath the surface of the planet, systems humans rarely spoke about began to wake up. Old systems. Systems built during humanity's darkest years, when they believed the galaxy would never come to their aid. Ancient servers powered on. Hidden shipyards unlocked. Long-dormant fleets received a single command. Stand by. Above the planet, the attacking fleet moved closer. Their ships blocked out the stars. The size of the armada was enough to make lesser worlds surrender instantly. The Galactic Council leaned back in their seats, ready to mark another planet lost. Then one council member frowned. Earth's energy readings were changing. Power levels were rising, not in one place, but everywhere. Across the planet. Across the system. It made no sense. A weak world should not have this kind of control. Before the council could speak, Earth finally sent a signal. Just one. It was short. It was calm. It was not a plea. This system is restricted. Leave now. The chamber erupted in laughter. A single sentence. That was all Earth had to say while facing extinction. The alien fleet responded with more firepower. Entire waves of missiles raced toward the planet. The council prepared to watch Earth burn. But the missiles never reached their target. They vanished. Not exploded. Not deflected. They simply disappeared, as if space itself had swallowed them. Silence filled the council chamber. Sensors struggled to explain what had happened. The attacking fleet slowed, confusion spreading through their ranks. For the first time, their perfect formation broke. Then, from Earth's orbit, something moved. One ship emerged. It was small compared to the massive alien warships. Simple in design. No glowing weapons. No visible threat. It drifted forward alone, calm and steady. The council watched closely. Why only one ship? The alien commanders laughed again and targeted it. Dozens of weapons locked on. This would be over quickly. The human ship did not dodge. It did not fire back. It transmitted one final message to the fleet, and to the entire galaxy. You were warned. The human ship powered something unknown. Space trembled. And for the first time in galactic history, the council felt fear. Because they realized too late. Earth had not been quiet because it was weak. Earth had been quiet because it was ready. The alien fleet did not retreat. Fear flickered through their ranks, but pride was stronger. They had crossed too far to turn back now. One human ship meant nothing against an armada built to erase worlds. The order was given. Destroy it. Energy weapons charged across dozens of alien warships. Bright lines of fire cut through space, racing toward the lone human vessel. From the Galactic Council chamber, the leaders watched closely. Some leaned forward. Others looked away, expecting the small ship to vanish in a flash of light. But it did not. The beam struck an invisible wall around the human ship. Not a shield. Not armor. Something else. The attacks bent, slowed, and faded, as if the weapons had lost their purpose the moment they touched it. The alien commanders fell silent. The human ship continued to drift forward. No alarms. No panic. Just calm movement. Inside the council chamber, confusion spread. Their scanners showed power readings that made no sense. The human ship was drawing energy not from a reactor, but from space itself. From gravity. From radiation. From forces most civilizations had never learned to touch. One council member whispered the truth no one wanted to hear. This is not a defense ship. Above Earth, the alien fleet regrouped. They changed tactics. Fighters launched in waves, small and fast, designed to overwhelm any target through numbers alone. The human ship finally moved. It shifted position, not away, but closer. A low pulse spread outward. It was not light. It was not sound. It was a pressure, heavy and invisible. One by one, alien fighters lost control. Their engines failed. Their weapons shut down. Ships collided, spun, and drifted powerless into the dark. The council watched in shock. This was not war as they knew it. There was no chaos. No desperation. Only control. Earth sent another signal. Not louder. Not angrier. Clear. This is your last warning. Some alien captains hesitated. They had never faced resistance like this. They requested permission to withdraw. The request was denied. The fleet's leaders could not accept defeat by a world they had labeled weak. They ordered a full system strike. Planetary weapons powered up, designed to crack continents and boil oceans. On Earth, cities remained calm. Humans watched the sky, not with fear, but with patience. Deep shelters sealed. Orbital platforms aligned. Hidden fleets began to rise from behind the moon, from dark zones near the sun, from places no one had been looking. The Galactic Council finally understood. Earth had never been undefended. It had been unseen. As the alien weapons fired, space around Earth changed. Gravity twisted. Light bent. Entire attack formations were pulled off course. Some shots curved back toward the fleet that fired them. Alien ships began to fall. Not in explosions, but in silence. Systems shut down. Crews lost control. Command chains collapsed. The armada that arrived with confidence now struggled to survive. Then more human ships appeared. Not rushing. Not charging. Arriving. Hundreds at first. Then thousands. Each ship different in shape, but identical in purpose. They did not surround the enemy. They did not threaten. They waited. The council chamber erupted in panic. Emergency votes were called. Messages were drafted. Apologies were prepared. Too late. The human fleet moved as one. Not to destroy, but to end the fight. In moments, the alien armada was disabled. Weapons offline. Engines silent. No escape routes left. Earth spoke one final time, its message reaching every corner of the galaxy. Humans do not beg. We warn. Then we act. The Galactic Council sat in terror. Because they now understood something terrifyingly clear. This was not humanity's full strength. This was restraint. Silence returned to space. Not the empty silence of defeat, but the heavy stillness that followed a truth too large to ignore. Thousands of alien ships floated powerless around Earth, their lights dim, their weapons dead. No explosions. No screams across open channels. Just quiet proof that the war was already over. The Galactic Council stared at their screens. Some had stopped breathing. Never in recorded history had an entire invasion force been defeated without a single planetary strike in return. This was not a victory built on chaos or rage. It was a lesson. Earth had not fought to prove strength. Earth had fought to end the threat. Across the galaxy, worlds tuned in. Merchants. Soldiers. Scholars. Even pirates and warlords stopped what they were doing. The feeds from Earth spread faster than any signal the Council tried to block. Human ships moved among the disabled fleet, careful and precise. They did not board immediately. They did not fire. They simply took positions that left no doubt, escape was impossible. The alien commanders demanded negotiations. Earth did not answer. That silence was worse than any threat. Inside the Council chamber, fear finally replaced arrogance. Members spoke over each other, voices sharp with panic. Some demanded immediate surrender. Others insisted this was impossible, that Earth must be hiding allies or ancient technology stolen from another race. But the data told a different story. This was human design. Human engineering. Human patience. Long-range scanners began to detect more movement. Far beyond Earth's system, deep in regions the galaxy considered empty, signals woke up. Fleets that had been dormant for centuries changed course. Defense lines across human space activated in perfect coordination. Earth was not reacting. It was revealing itself. One council elder, older than most civilizations present, finally spoke. Their voice was quiet, shaking. Humans learned war alone. The chamber fell silent. The elder continued. Humans were newcomers to the galaxy, but they had survived on a violent world. Natural disasters. Predators. Endless conflict with each other. They had learned not how to win fast, but how to endure, adapt, and finish what others started. The council realized the mistake. They had mistaken quiet for weakness. On the battlefield, human ships finally opened communication channels. Not to argue. Not to threaten. Just to state facts. You entered a protected system. You ignored the warning. You are now under human control. The alien crews felt true fear for the first time. Their weapons were useless. Their engines silent. Their allies far away and unwilling to move. Because no one wanted to be next. Earth's fleets shifted formation. The disabled armada was no longer the center of attention. The human ships turned outward, toward the stars, toward the rest of the galaxy. It was not a threat. It was a reminder. The message was clear, Earth was watching now. Across the galaxy, military leaders ordered fleets to stand down. War plans were erased. Borders were redrawn in a single night. Treaties that had taken decades were signed in hours. No one wanted to test how far humanity was willing to go. The Galactic Council called an emergency session. This time, Earth was invited. A human representative appeared on the screen. Calm. Unarmed. Unimpressed. The Council demanded to know what humans wanted. The answer was simple. Peace, the human said. But not at the cost of our survival. The Council understood the meaning behind those words. Peace was no longer a favor given by stronger powers. It was a boundary humans would enforce. As the feed ended, the galaxy sat in silence once more. But this time, the silence was filled with terror. Because every world now knew the truth. If Earth ever went quiet again, it would not be because it was weak. It would be because humanity had already decided what came next. The galaxy did not sleep. From the smallest trading stations to the largest capital worlds, the same question echoed through every network and private channel. Who are humans really? For centuries, Earth had been treated as a minor power. Useful for trade. Curious for science. Forgettable in war. Now, that illusion was gone, and fear rushed in to fill the empty space it left behind. The Galactic Council demanded answers. Not threats. Not warnings. Explanations. They received history instead. Human archives opened, not fully, but enough. Records of wars fought without allies. Of invasions humans survived by losing worlds, not winning them. Of times when humanity learned the cost of hesitation and the danger of mercy given too early. Other species fought to conquer. Humans had fought to endure. That difference mattered. The Council learned that Earth's hidden fleets were not built for glory. They were built after humanity realized something terrible: the galaxy would not always be kind. So humans prepared, quietly and completely. While other civilizations displayed their power, humans buried it. While others threatened, humans watched. Every defeat humans suffered became a lesson stored and improved upon. That was why their weapons looked unfamiliar. They were not made to impress. They were made to end wars. Across space, human ships continued their work. Disabled alien fleets were secured. Crews were given food, medical aid, and protection. No torture. No revenge. That kindness confused their enemies more than violence ever could. Because it carried a message. We could have destroyed you. We chose not to. The galaxy began to understand. Fear of humans was not rooted in their weapons alone. It was rooted in their control. Their discipline. Their ability to stop when others could not. Still, not everyone accepted this new reality. A powerful outer alliance saw Earth's restraint as weakness. They believed humans were bluffing, that the show of force had cost them everything. Secretly, they began to move fleets, preparing to strike while humanity was exposed. The Council detected the movement too late. Before panic could spread, Earth acted. No fleet was launched. No announcement was made. Instead, human signals reached the Alliance's command networks. Private. Precise. Each leader received a message meant only for them. It showed data. Routes. Weak points. Old secrets long thought forgotten. Proof. Humans were not just strong. They were watching everyone. The Alliance stopped immediately. Fleets powered down. Orders were reversed. No one dared push further. Because humans had not threatened them. They had reminded them. The Galactic Council issued a new decree. Earth was no longer classified as a developing power. It was granted protected status, something previously reserved for ancient races only. Human space became untouchable. But humans did not celebrate. Back on Earth, life continued as normal. Cities worked. Children went to school. Ships traveled peacefully. Humans did not crave domination. They craved safety. The Council finally understood the final truth. Humans were feared not because they loved war. They were feared because they understood it too well. They knew when to fight. They knew when to stop. And if forced, they would finish what others started. As the galaxy adjusted to this new balance, one unspoken rule spread from world to world, faster than any law the Council could write. Never attack a quiet world. Especially if that world is Earth. Because silence, the galaxy had learned, was not absence. It was preparation. The war ended without a final battle. There was no last explosion, no burning world to mark the moment history changed. Instead, it ended with signatures, votes, and silence, the kind of silence that followed understanding, not fear. The Galactic Council reconvened for what many believed would be its most important session. Representatives from every major civilization attended. Some appeared in person. Others joined through secure links, unwilling to risk even the smallest mistake. Earth was given the central seat. That alone said everything. The human delegate stood calmly, hands relaxed, face unreadable. There were no guards behind them. No weapons on display. The message was clear: humans did not need to prove anything anymore. The Council formally condemned the attack on Earth. The decision was unanimous. Reparations were approved. Borders were redrawn. Entire military doctrines were rewritten in a single session. But the galaxy waited for one thing: human response. When asked what punishment Earth demanded, the delegate paused. "We do not seek revenge," they said. "We seek a future where this never happens again." The words carried weight. Humans did not want broken enemies. They wanted stability. A new law was proposed that day. Simple. Direct. No civilization may attack another without first making contact. No world may be invaded without warning. And no quiet world may be assumed weak. The vote passed instantly. It became known as the Silence Accord. Across the galaxy, fleets were recalled. Border conflicts cooled. Even long-standing wars paused, as leaders reconsidered what true strength looked like. Human fleets did not expand outward. They returned home. The galaxy watched as Earth powered down its visible defenses once more. Ships vanished back into hidden space. Weapons went silent. But this time, the galaxy understood. Silence did not mean safety was gone. It meant safety was guaranteed. On Earth, life slowly returned to normal. The sky cleared. Emergency systems shut down. Humans looked forward, not backward. They had no desire to rule the stars. They only wanted to live among them without fear. The disabled alien crews were returned to their worlds. Unharmed. Changed. They carried stories no one would dare question. Stories of a planet that ended a war without burning a single city. In time, Earth became something new. Not an empire. Not a conqueror. A standard. When tensions rose between other worlds, Earth was invited to mediate. Not because of its weapons, but because of its restraint. Because humans understood the cost of war better than most. Generations later, young species would ask why no one challenged Earth's authority. The elders would answer quietly. Because Earth never sought authority. And that truth echoed across the stars. The Galactic Council chamber still existed, but its tone had changed. Arrogance was gone. Decisions were careful now. Respect was no longer optional. Above the chamber, a plaque was placed. Simple words, carved in neutral metal. Strength is not proven by attack, but by the power to choose peace. The galaxy remembered the day Earth was attacked without warning. But more importantly, it remembered what came after. Not destruction. Not domination. Understanding. And whenever a world went quiet, and sensors showed silence where noise once lived, the galaxy did not rush to strike. It waited. Because everyone now knew. Silence was the language humans had taught the stars.